How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, sorry. I was trying to fix the camera. That's why that color sheet was there. I'm trying to get the lighting right. And one of the reasons I'm late, I was trying to get the lighting right on the cameras. Another reason it's late is because it's a weekend and I just was generally playing with the setup. I got this black mat down here. That's a little different. Um, so we're up to day 6 on this truck, and I think we're doing pretty good. Um, so it already obviously it looks like a truck. We got the front here, we got the truck here, we got the trailer here, we got this claw. Um, and what's another reason why I was late? Um, Let me show you what I got here. Actually, let me go back to camera 1 for one more second. So here's the instruction book that comes with this puzzle. And I couldn't find a PDF online. So earlier today, I scanned one. So, and so there's a picture of me, or there's a picture of this book on my scanner on my desk. You can sort of see the desk there. So I created a podcast. No, this is the podcast. I created a blog called JRYE Podcast on Blogspot. And the reason I did that is so I have somewhere to post the PDF. So right now I'm going to launch the PDF. So now anyone in the future who does this puzzle, they now can find a PDF. So that didn't take too long, but obviously I'm late. But I think I've done a service to the world. So we were up to instruction 22 yesterday. See how easy it is now. And now that we have the instructions scanned, and obviously we can like zoom when we need to. It's I think I would prefer if it's digital, wholly digital. It would be better if they'd have done a print to PDF than me scanning it, but it's still pretty nice. All right, so we were up to instruction 22. So we did 21. There was a lot going on there. Here's 22. Right, we did the crane. Okay, so we finished it. So now tonight, we're going to start with instruction 23, which is interesting instruction here. We're just kind of making, I don't know, some post or something. What is that thing? Anyway, we're going to do that today, instruction 23. Some other things I worked on. Let me see if I can get it to come up here. Yeah, it's one of the cameras was crashing. So it was the camera that was here yesterday. So the camera that's down at this level yesterday was the main camera yesterday, and it didn't work as a main camera. By the way, I should test the audio right now. I don't hear any audio. Okay, so I didn't hear the audio because I was in I had it muted. So I don't know if it's as loud as it should be today, but yesterday there was a lot of static. There was 2 problems. There was a lot of static on the mic, and the floor kept doing this like every 5 seconds. If you look at yesterday's video, the floor would like do this dance, and it wasn't doing that with this camera 1 that I have now. So camera 1 is back to what it was previous days. I still need to work on the colors from this camera. I was trying to do it before the show, didn't figure it out, but I did it. I worked on it. I didn't get there, but I put it back to camera 1 because this camera had issue with glitching, and then the camera that was, so this is like camera 3, the worm's eye view, and the camera that was previously worm's eye view, that was the one that was crashing yesterday. So that was on camera 3, and it kept freezing. And it seems to be only that camera. In fact, when I was doing setup today, it was freezing. And I don't know if it's even going to work like now. Actually, it is. It's So here it is. This is a super sort of zoomed in. Probably my hand looks humongous, but you can get the pieces. So this is like the over the shoulder camera that we've been doing, except now it's like super zoomed in. What is going on here? You're supposed to push this and the claw is supposed to open, but it seems like it's like kind of stuck right now. Probably need to wax those gears a little bit so they move. So anyway, the camera that was crashing is now this super zoom camera. So we've got the over the shoulder cam, and now we've got the super zoomed over the shoulder. I don't know if it'll really be good for anything, but we got it because the camera was crashing anyway, so I figured give it like a job that it's not going to use much. But sort of the problem with that is that this YOLO box only has 4 inputs. So one of them is shared. So it takes time to click in between. So the one that's shared, it's this instructions. And I'm going to go off the instructions for a minute because I'm going to go here. So you just saw a minute ago, you saw the super zoomed in camera. So the instructions, that comes from the iPad. The super zoomed in over the shoulder is also splitting with that. And then I have a third one. And I don't know, I'm not going to buy another piece of equipment. Like, this HDMI switcher is very slow. I got another one coming that was for review that's powered, and I'm hoping that that one's not going to be as slow. This one I have now is very slow. Right now it's not switching. I'm going to attempt to switch anyway because sometimes you don't get the preview. No. So it's not there. So there's a third camera, but I don't know if I can get to that third camera. Okay. All right, now I'm back to the super zoomed in, right? So that's there. And then if I click it again, it should go to the instructions, but it's going to take a minute to load. All right, so there's the instructions, right? Okay, and now I'm going to click the button again, and you'll see the third camera that's on there, but I just tried to do it a minute ago and it didn't load. So, okay, this time it loaded, so I'll go back to it. So here's the third one. So the point of this camera is we could use this for anything, but one of the things I want to use it for is if people post in the chat, I'm going to add their name to that wheel because that's like a whiteboard. And then if we fill up all 12, then I'm going to spin the wheel and someone's going to win a prize. By the way, it's the studio is saying is lower than recommended bit rate. Use a stream bit rate of 2500. Huh, that's crazy. I have the Ethernet plugged in. I again forgot to do the speed test on the YOLO box. So I have to do that tomorrow. I don't know why it's not giving me speed. Maybe because I have a bunch of like things plugged in, and maybe the YOLO box is not like operating quick enough. They updated the YOLO box a day or two ago, and it seems like it's not as good since they updated it. I don't know why it was a bad update. Okay, so let's just bring the instructions up here. So instruction 23, let's get at it. Let's get the pieces out of the box and let's just start building. I can't answer for you why this thing is giving me a bad bit rate, but YouTube is warning me that it's like below 2500 and that's not good. I have Ethernet plugged in, so I have plenty of internet. So I assume that the YOLO box is just not processing this all quick enough. I don't know what to do about that. Maybe that's why people use like a lead into the YOLO box, like an ATEM or something like that, just so they can, the YOLO box has less work to do. But then, like, what's the point? Why am I using it if it can't do the job? Anyway, so the pieces now. So we're up to instruction 23. Just remind ourselves what's there. We need, it looks like G4, two G4s, two G5s, two G16s, and then three G13s, a G14, and two F18s. That's a lot of pieces. That's 12 pieces, I believe. Let me just count again. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 12 pieces. So I'm just going to increment by 12 pieces. So that's that, 333. Oh, that's cool. So we're up to 333. How crazy is that? All right, so now we need to find those pieces that we were just talking about. So I did some different lighting on this overhead, so it doesn't match, but when it was like, when the lighting was the same from the overhead, it just was like too reflective. I wanted to change it, so I changed it. All right, we do need one piece from this F sheet, and that is two F18s. So here's the F18s, and everything else is going to come from the G sheet. There's our two F18s. Just dropped a piece, and I don't know what I dropped. I guess we'll see if it was something important later. This is like the one time I tried storing these boards off of the table. Yeah, this is bad. Pieces are falling out, so I guess I have to store these boards on the table so that we don't lose pieces, because I did drop a piece. I don't know how important the piece was. We'll just keep building, and we'll find it later on the floor if and when we need it. Though I will take one look right now. Yep, I don't know. I rolled back my chair. I looked underneath. I don't see what fell. I guess we'll find out when we're missing a piece. All right, so these pieces are huge, by the way. So what do we need here? G 4, 5, and 16, and 14. All right. So we don't need 2 and 3. But we need 4 and 5, which are these pieces in the middle here. Oh, now YouTube is telling me excellent connection. And if I look at the YOLO box, it's showing me the same bit rate as before. So I don't really know what that message was about. It's not up to 2500 like they said, but at least it's over 1500. So YouTube stopped complaining. All right, so there's the G4s, there's the G5s. What else do we need? We need 3 G13s. Here's another piece that's falling out. That's G1. Well, we're probably going to use these pieces tonight, so it's not too bad. All right, we need G16, which are like sawtooth pieces. So there's probably going to be some movement in those pieces. I don't know, maybe this thing is going to slide back and forth on it. Just a wild guess. I don't know if that's accurate. Let's see. Could be not. I guess we'll find out as we go. And then we need still the 3 G13s and the G14. All right, here's the G13s. Wow, that is really zoomed in. I just thought I'd give you a look at those pieces. Yeah, we're using this super zoom camera tonight, so you can really see these pieces. Although I think I'm still missing one of them. And that's the G14. Here's G14. All right, so two G16s, 3 G13s, a G14, 2 F18s, 2 G5s and 2 G4s. So those are the pieces we're going to be working with. We can put our G sheet away. How does this work? I'm just going to line these pieces up in order. That's going to help me. So G5, G4 with the rounded edge this direction. Then G16, the teeth are going to go up. So that'll just remind myself. 3 G13s in the middle here. And then the 2 F18s are going to go down here. And for some reason, this G14 only goes on one side. Not sure what that's all about. I think that oh, is the G14 going to go through all the pieces? It doesn't look long enough. I don't know what they're talking about there. And also, this G5 piece, it's not clear where the long and short go. I think the longer one goes, you see this? There's a longer piece here, and there's something in the middle. Basically, it's not a symmetric piece. These dots are up high. It's really hard to know if we're doing this right. I mean, you can look at this picture here. Actually, this picture might be a little better. Because in this picture, when it's assembled, you can see this. But it's still hard to tell with those. Well, one thing you know is that the saw teeth go up. So if the saw teeth go up and they match here, all right, is this how they're going to go? Because the other option is like this. Yeah, that's not going to work because the teeth are going to be shielded in there unless they're supposed to be. I don't know. Can you tell from this picture? Because I really can't tell. Maybe the saw teeth are shielded. I think that this spot where it shows that middle, that tells us the most. But it's really, all right, here. I think it is. I think the saw teeth are going to get buried in there. All right, so that's the way we're going to do it. It's going to be like this, and the saw teeth are going to be inside of there. I'm sure they've got their reason for why they want it like that. All right, enough chat. Let's build. All right, let's just get one of these pieces through. All right. And then the round, yeah, that goes down like that. That makes sense. See the rounded? Well, I suppose you could flip that piece too, but I'm assuming they're all like this, you know. They're all going to be at the bottom once one is at the bottom. All right, now the saw teeth go up. Now, yeah, look at that. It lines up. And then the second sawtooth, the teeth need to line up, right? Because they don't currently. I put it on and they were offset, so let me spin this around. All right, now the teeth line up. But what I don't know is if I should spin both of them. Like, I could spin both of them around. Like, how do I know? I think this is correct because it's flush here. So that's probably correct. But I'm not sure. Let's continue. Or should we put some pins through? No, let's continue. All right, so these go down. All right, and then same with this. Down. Now, before I put all those pins through, do we need to get this in the middle? I think we got a problem here. Do we? or or do these stick out a little bit, and that's the only thing this goes through? That might be the case. So we put this through here, and then it's gonna fit, like, you know. I think that's the plan. So we're gonna put this through here, and then it's gonna be like it's gonna go inside of this piece. That's the plan. So let's get that in there. Not easy. Am I doing the right piece? Yeah, it's the smaller piece. All right. Wow. Tough to get that in there. Trying to get the G14. Am I doing it wrong? Does it maybe not go in there? I'll tell you, it shows it. No, that's gotta be where it goes. But yet, oh, okay. It goes through the top. It goes through the top. And then it goes in there. Okay. All right, let's do that. Wow. Kind of tough to do. All right, how do we do this? Should we wait till the end, get the other pins in first? Is it lined up? It's through one end. All right. Now I just got to get it through the other end, right? And we're good. I think that's in. Let's get the other pins in, you know, for good measure. And so we got that little connection made. But we need to sort of lock everything together by continuing to get these other pins in. Wow. Yeah. They're definitely going to help hold it together, but that's assuming I don't break it apart before it gets together. All right. Not so easy. First one was easy because we could see what we were doing. Well, I think I gotta push it back. If it's flush at the back, yeah, then it should go through. Seems to be the way to do it. Alright, so if I push it against the floor, then I know they're all flush against the desk. And that did help, but it still has a ways to go. Alright, we got it. There's still a pin in the middle, but the fact that we got the pins in at the two ends helps keep this like locked in. So now that's pretty good. All right, let's get one more piece in the middle, and then we go on to the next instruction. Oh, by the way, remember those cards, those question cards? I got new cards, but I'm not really sure what these are. They're from a game based on Cheers. I can't even read these cards, actually. So they're based on Cheers. Do you remember that old TV show Cheers? And then, are those like trivia questions? They're so tiny, and they're written on. Oh, why are they showing us the answers? Oh, I should have put my thumb over the answers. All right, well, this is just a demonstration one. So, what is the original name of the Boston bar which Cheers is based on? Well, it says it's Bull and Finch. I guess you would get that by process of elimination, because you know it's not Gary's Old Town Tavern. That's their rival bar. And you know it's not Cheers because they're asking original. All right, let's cover the answers and read the second question. In what state does Sam make most of his romantic getaways. Was it Vermont? Oh, it's not even on the list. Massachusetts. He lived in. The show was in Massachusetts. I don't know. We'll see that in a minute. We'll check the answer. So where did Norm supposedly sail away to in order to live on the beach with the natives? I think Bora Bora. All right, let's see. CAA. So Massachusetts. You know why that Massachusetts threw me off? Because the show was in Massachusetts. Like, what are they talking about? So anyway, next time we have like a boring stretch, I'll pull out some of those questions. But anyway, this is done. So let's go back to the instructions here. So instruction 24, this is the operator chair that's going to go into the cabin, the crane cabin, I think. All right, so let's update our scoreboard here. So we're moving on to instruction 24, and I see in the instruction panel 3 pieces. There's basically a seat, a backrest, and a structure that holds them. And those pieces are F12, F19, and F20. So they're all from the F sheet. 12, 19, and 20. All right, that's the spare sheet, spare part sheet. That's E. Of course, it's going to be the last one. Let me just reach for the back here. Yeah, there we go. There's F. So there's the seat. Okay. It's a small, there's all 3 pieces. 12, 19, and 20. So there's the 3 pieces. This is going to go very quickly. This little bit here. Because all we're doing is making a seat for the crane operator. This is a timber truck. If you've ever seen one of those shows on like Discovery Channel or something like that, where they're cutting timber, and then they use like the chain and the winch to pull them up the hill, and then they have this machine which with its claw, and it kind of grabs the logs and loads them on the trunk. I think I skipped. There's also, they get skinned. The logs go through this, like, I don't know the name of the machine, but it like basically skins them. All right, so the seat, the curves look like they go out. In the cabin, the curves went in on the seat. I don't know if this is like, you know, the instructions are wrong here. You probably can do it either way, but they clearly are showing the curves going out, even though the instructions for the inside the truck, the curves went in. Anyway, we'll follow the instructions. Though we already found an error, if you remember the D12 hubcap piece. There was only 9 of them on the sheet, and there were 10 of them in the instructions. So clearly this model is not perfect. All right, so there we go. that was very simple. All right, let's move on to instruction 25. This is not as simple. It's quite busy, as you can see. There's like 6 segments to instruction 25. So let's kind of take the segments one at a time. So we'll move on to instruction 25. The first segment has just one piece, which is G21. So we're up to 337 pieces now. Can you believe it? 337 pieces. All right. We need G21. Actually, it's not that many. There's a lot of, I've seen like smaller puzzles that have 700 pieces. The biggest one we've done so far, I think, is still the LSU Tiger Stadium, which was some 3,000 pieces. All right, G21. That's G12. There's G21. All right, G21. All right, what do we need to do with this? Stick the chair in there? Where, in the middle? I mean, can you make out what they're showing us here? Like, where are they saying to connect that? I'm going to connect it to the middle because the others look like they're in a grid. And it also looks like, well, yeah, it has to be because, you know, otherwise it would be connected sideways. So it's got to be this middle piece. And it looks like the way they're doing it in the instructions it's at the front. Like the chair, like the way the legs on the chair are facing, they're at this end that the insertion point is closer to. So that's where I'm putting it, as opposed to spinning it around. All right, so now the chair stands up. All right, the next part, the next phase of instruction 25, we're going to add the walls of the, if you can see here, this little cab, operator cabin for the crane. We're going to add the walls of that. So we get 2 pieces for that. Those 2 pieces are G6 and G7. That brings us up to 339 pieces. Back to the G. I probably shouldn't put this sheet away. We're going to need it a lot. There it is. There's the side walls of the crane operator cabin. They look pretty cool, actually. I think, anyway. Okay. I'm not going to put that G board too far this time. Although, where I put it, I put my hand right in front of the the camera, which is a little weird. All right, so ink out. The ink out already tells you which goes on which side, but this kind of whatever you call that, this part that sticks out goes towards the back. And it attaches right at the bottom here. You can see those little pins there. Tough to see, actually. Trying to find an angle where you can see them. Alright, so there you go. Connected there. Obviously, it shouldn't slant in like that. When we add like the roof or some support piece. Alright, so one side is blank. The other side has ink. Obviously, the ink side always goes back. There's this back connector that's going to line up with that one. So that's going to go like that. And there we go. We put the, they keep falling in. We put the walls on. When we add a roof, the pieces will stop falling in. There you go. That's cool, huh? I like it. I think it's pretty cool. All right. So what do we need next? Let's see here. There's a lot going on here in this next phase of 25. We're going to add the roof and some glass pieces and floorboard. So that's G22, 23, and 24, and G11. So we're adding 4 pieces. We're going to add 4 pieces. G24, no, 22, 23, 24, and 11. All from the G's. That brings us to 343 pieces. 343. Expansion of 7. What is that? 7 to the 4th or something? No, 7 to the 3rd. All right. Oh. I still grabbed the board from there, even though we put the G board over here. I don't understand why some instructions are like 3 pieces or even 1 piece, and then other instructions have like 6 panels of instructions. Maybe they're by like elements, like the cab, like the seat is in the cab is a structure, and then the outside is a structure. So they're really not instructions; they're structures. Like it's the 21st structure. Anyway, that piece was G11. That's gonna need some sanding. We're gonna need to sand that piece. And then 23, 24, 22, 23, and 24. So 22 and 23 are glass pieces. So he's got glass. It makes sense to see down. He's got to be able to look down. The operator's got to look down through glass. And then the roof piece. All right, that's cool. I'm going to put the board back on this side because it didn't work. To put it on the other side, nobody was like impressed with that. All right, so what do we got here? There's the cabin. Operator cabin. There's the roof. That's going to make everything stand together. And then we got top and bottom glass, and then front glass. I think it's going to need a little bit of sanding, these pieces. Let me just check them. All right, only one of the pieces. All right, so I think we want to add the roof, and that's going to give us a lot of like structure. Once the roof is added, these walls will stop closing in. All right, there's the roof there on the little cabin, crane operator cabin. And now these other pieces, I'm calling them glass, but really they're like, you know, there's no glass involved. It's, you have to use your imagination. They're just going to be these little pieces here. So let's do, we have to be a little careful with this piece. The pins are closer to one side than the other. The longer side goes towards the bottom. So the pins are closer to the top and further at the bottom. All right, there we go. And then we just pop one at the top and one at the bottom, and the cabin is done. Come on. You can do it. The crane operator cabin. Oh, this piece is offset too. Be careful. Okay. These little pieces also. When I... Wait a minute. No, they're different. One is... Oh, we got to be careful here. I think this one goes on the bottom. There's be careful. There's two different pieces. Yeah, okay, that's the bigger piece is the bottom piece, right? And then the one that is equidistant, the pins are equidistant, that's the top one. So there you go. There's the little cabin. Can sort of see it in perspective to the crane cabin compared to the size of the truck cabin. Even this, I think the seat is actually somehow bigger, but obviously the space is smaller. I've seen pictures of like 300-pound crane operators, and they're sitting in this little cabin, and they basically fill it up. There's like only a certain size you can be and use that cabin. All right, the next phase of instruction 25. Actually, these are weird instructions. They all of a sudden wrap around. If you follow those red arrows, like they don't read like left to right and then next line. The arrow goes down. So like we just did this instruction and then we follow the arrow and do this instruction. So we need 3 pieces for that. 18, 19, and 20. And then the next instruction is also going to be the back of the cabin, and then it's an inspection piece. So I think I'm going to grab all 4 pieces here, 12, 18, 19, and 20, and then we'll be done with instruction 25. So 4 pieces brings us up to 347. So 12, 18, 19, and 20, all from the G sheet. All right. There's 18, 19, and 20 are right here. 18, 19, and 20. Where's 12? It could be on the spare. There's 12. So nothing to debate. There is a spare sheet, spare part sheet. There are some pieces that we knocked out early, but it was right there. Sand them down, get them ready to go in there. All right, so they're labeled, by the way. You can still see the numbers. So 20 is going to go at the bottom. 19 is going to go above that. On this case, you would face probably the ink in, because all the ink says is the name of the piece. It's like the one exception to the ink out rule is if the only ink is the name of the piece. And then the 18 goes, wait a minute, where does the 18 go? Oh, it makes like a box. So it makes a box with 18, 19, and 20. So there's kind of a box back there, probably some hydraulics in there or something. And then this goes on top. Anyway, let's do the box. Let's get that done there. So 20. 20 is the bottom piece, right? Yeah. 20. Then 19. It's a little bit offset, this 19. I think the longer piece goes to the bottom. That's how it looks in the picture. I'm not sure it looks right when I'm actually putting it in here, but I'm going to go with the instruction picture, even though my instincts tell me it goes the other way. Let's see what happens. And then G18 goes on top, and this one also following the instruction. Look at that. The instructions clearly show the longer piece. Yeah, maybe that's right. Okay, yeah. So it kind of creates a shelf. The longer piece does go towards the inside of the cabin. It just creates a little like shelf back there, which the driver probably likes. He probably keeps his coffee there. I don't know. Or his tools or something, or his hat or his coat. Maybe he starts in the morning with his coat on and the sun comes up and it gets hot and he takes his coat off or his hoodie off and he puts it on this little shelf back here. Or maybe the shelf will be inaccessible when we add G12. Definitely with G12, the screened part is the higher part. If I can get it in there. Okay. There we go. It's there. So there's the little operator cabin. One second. Just grabbing a glass of water. Have I only been going 44 minutes? Okay, I guess I started really late. Okay. Alright. Just checking on something. Yeah, there it is. This cabin. I just want to take a look at that. This new, like, super close-up view. It's the first night we have this. and I think I like it. Yeah. You know, looking at this on camera, because I have a monitor here so I can see, this is actually as close as I'll ever get. Like, for example, I just see this pin here is a little out. Like, I can't inspect this with my eyes, looking at the pieces as well as I can on this new super close-up camera. So I'm going to be using it. Whether it's fun for you or not, it's helpful for me. So that's going to be a popular camera. I can't believe I only did it. I only set it up because I was having problems with some of the cameras, and I just sort of thought, well, I'll just throw it there, because the stand that holds camera 1, it has a second, like, sort of attachment. I don't know if it's for lights or another camera, but I threw a camera on there and zoomed it in, and I think that's working out. All right, back to the instructions. So that inspection of the cabin, that was the end of instruction 26. Sorry, that was the end of instruction 25. We're now moving on to instruction 26, which has 2 sort of sections. So let's just take one section at a time. So move on to instruction 26, and the first section has an F-13 and F-14, 2 F-21s, 2 E-15s, and actually we need to build that little section in the middle, which has 2 E-14s and an E-13. So we actually need a lot of pieces just to get to that first, like, red arrow. We need 4, 6, we need 9 pieces. Yeah, we need 9 pieces just to get through there. So that's going to bring us to 356 pieces, 356 pieces thus far. So let's start collecting those pieces. Are they all from the E sheet? No, the F and the E sheets. I need 2 sheets right now. I'm going to make a second sort of location to stack these sheets so I don't... Oh, that failed. Alright, I'm just going to put it on the floor here. I'm going to grab... What did I say I needed? E and F? Yeah, there's E and F. Those are the 2 I need. So I'll just put G back there. Alright, so F we only need 2 pieces from, and there are 2 copies of F-21, which is a fairly big piece. Here it is, F-21. Oh my goodness, I'm not breaking pieces, but I'm popping out pieces that I'm not meaning to, just because I grabbed the board at the wrong place. Alright, so those are the only 2. No, that's not true. We also need F-13 and F-14. And then we move on to the E sheet. And these are 2 more huge pieces, 13 and 14. I think we're building the arm that holds the, I don't know. Definitely this is part of the arm that holds the crane, and we don't have that piece yet, but I believe we're going to get to that piece in the very next, the second half of instruction 26 is going to involve this piece. But for now, we got these 4 pieces, and now we move on to the E sheet. So we need E13 and 2 E14s, which are right here in the middle. While I'm snapping out pieces, let's set up the next one of these Cheers playing cards. too bad the instruction is visible. Anyway, and the lighting is making that tough to read, huh? I'll put the instruction book behind it. Block out some of the extra light. What was the alias of the man claiming to be a secret agent at Cheers? Royce Buckingham, Blair Bond, or Eric Finch? None of those sound familiar. I don't know. It's to what episode? I watched them all. I forget if it was on Netflix or where, but I watched every episode of Cheers, and I don't remember anyone pretending to be a secret agent. All right. Anyway, we need two. Two E15s. So I'll grab the two E15s while we look at the next question. So anyway, the answer was Eric Finch, but I don't remember that. The next question: what was the real name of the man who came into Cheers claiming to be a secret agent? So they're basically the same question twice. The real name and the agent name. And I don't remember either of them. So William Johnson, Thomas Hillard III, and David Sotheby. And apparently the Thomas Hillard is the answer. All right. So we got the F-13, F-14, two F-21s. We got the E-13, two E-14s, two E-15s. Are we ready to start building? Is that 9 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's all 9 pieces. So I guess we'll just read this last question really quickly. What is the name of Sam's brother? Thad, Derek, or Mark? And apparently it's Derek. I think I would have guessed Mark. I don't know why, but anyway, apparently Sam had a brother, Derek. I don't remember Sam having a brother. Do you? Was that like not like a famous episode or something? Because I don't remember that at all. But apparently Sam had a brother named Derek. I don't know. All right. So F-13 is the one with more pieces. I'm just going to kind of line these up in the way that they're going to go. So F-13 and F-14, those are the sort of pillars. And then the two E-15s are going to go on the outside. And then the F-21s are going to go in the middle. And then sort of above them is going to go the E-13 and two E-14s. So we should build that first. And the way this works, it's kind of like they're the same piece, but we're going to put them in like, you know, like upside down. And that's going to make them like fit better in here. So let's do that. Let's get those pieces in there. So the first one's easy to get in. The second one might be a challenge. But let's see. Maybe not. There we go. We got it in. All right, so we built this little structure here. Now, what do we do next? Do we put these in, the F-21s, or do we hook this on top? I think we definitely don't put these bolts on yet, but I think it's fine if we put this through. I don't like that it's a plus sign, because I don't know if I'm supposed to spin it, if I've got it the right way or not. I think I've got it the right way, but I'm not sure. And then this piece is also tricky. It has a big like sort of hole at top, so that's the top side, and then the two dashes are at bottom. So something doesn't really fit here though, because if you look at this piece, like there's 3 pieces here. Does it go in front? Does it go in back? Does one of them go in front and one of them go in back? That's probably how it goes. So there's 2 F-21s, so I guess one goes in front and one goes in back. That's the way they go. All right. So same thing here. Alright, this went together quite easily, this first part of 26. I guess because we're starting a new structure. When we start attaching multiple pieces together, that's when it tends to get tricky. Alright, do you think we should put the one pin on first? I'm going to do that. Not sure that it makes sense, but I'm going to do it. I'm also thinking that this needs to go in further because when I put this on, it's going to block this hole. So that makes me think that this piece needs to go in further. But I think if I put it in any further, I feel like I'll break it. What do you think? There's 3 levels there. Do you think it goes up to this level? Can't really tell from the picture. Let me go look ahead to the next picture. Yeah, it's totally different. And then we move on from the 26. What is going on here? Oh, okay. No, there it is. It's so the structure is here, but the angle they're giving us, I can't really tell anything. So I'm just going to push it in as far as I can. And whether or not that's correct, I don't know. Whether or not this piece goes, like which direction this piece even goes, I don't know. Like which way did the pins go, like top or bottom? Like do the holes go like this, or do the holes go like this? We got to zoom in here because it's not clear. All right, clear enough? I don't see the answer. It doesn't tell me anything. Okay, the only thing that tells me is that the longest part is vertical. So even though I can't see the hole, it must go this way. It must go this way because the longer part is vertical. So now, how far can we push that in? Yeah, we can push it in further. And now if we put the locking pin on, we'll still be able to get to that hole, which I assume we're going to need to lock this piece in somewhere else at some other point. So, oh man, the colors on that. Wow, that's so bad. It's so bad that I think I'm going to fix it midstream. Why did it look good before I started this stream, but now it looks like terrible. Alright, that's, I don't know how correct or incorrect that is, but that's what we're going to go with because it just looked terrible otherwise. Alright, so we got that circle on. You know, it still doesn't look super great, but we'll go with that. Alright, now we got to put the other side on, which is going to involve 6 pins in the plus side, and then we got to put the bolt on the outside. Basically, it's going to be tricky, I assume. Who knows? Sometimes you think it's going to be tough and you get it on the first attempt. Not usually, though. Usually you think it's going to be tough, and it is, in fact, tough. But let's see. Is this going on or not? Something's stopping it. Not sure what is stopping it, but something is. Yeah, that top camera is definitely too dark tonight. You know, I felt like it was too bright yesterday, so I tried to darken it, and I definitely went too dark on the overhead camera. I'm still learning. I've been watching videos trying to do lighting and camera settings, but I'm far from being an expert. All right, we built this. Well, we still need to put that extra ring on, that last ring on. So I have this open, but for some reason when I go into the sort of behind the scenes look, it doesn't show anything going on here. Anyway, let's keep building. Okay, now it's done. There we go. So instruction, we're not done yet. We're not done with instruction 26 yet. We're going to add 3 pieces now. G1, G2, and G3. Oh man, what am I doing? Just forget about it. Alright, G1, G2, and G3. So G1 we had, it just had fallen out. G2 and G3. There they are. They're huge pieces. There you go. What's different about them? They look the same, mostly. Well, actually, no, there's a very big difference. G2 has a much longer hole in it than G3. Alright. Now, how are we supposed to do this? So, we're going to take the thing we just built, and it's going to go through the hole in this piece, and then G2 and G3 are also going to connect. I got to tell you, it's doesn't look really like obvious. I'm going to zoom in here to increase the chances of doing it right, but I don't know. Alright, so G2 is connected at the top, right? And then what does this do? It's really unclear which way this faces because the 2 sides are different. Okay, it faces this way. Probably should have greased those circles. Alright, it's not too late. Let's grease them right now. A little bag of wax here. Gonna help with making these pieces move. And circle, small circle goes inside big circle, and then the piece can move. Alright, waxed up. Now this one side has a bunch of pins and the other has 7 counting the big one. So the side with a lot of pins goes in there. So there you go. I don't know what's going to keep it in there though, right? Like nothing so far is going to keep it in there. And then G3 goes sort of opposite, like G2 has that long hole and has it at the top. G3, the hole is going to be, okay, G2 has the hole near these 2 circles. G3 has the hole near the, I hesitate to call it front or back, but farther away from those 2 circles. Okay. Okay. Did we get it in? I think so. Alright, now back to this piece. There's nothing holding it in. Like, hopefully whatever the next oh, there's going to be a locking pin here. Well, how come they haven't told us about that locking pin yet? We need that locking pin. But they didn't tell us yet. Alright, let's move on in the instructions to instruction. Oh, we're still on instruction 26. How about that? So it's the next page, but it's still instruction 26. And as you can see, there's a lot going on here. But I think we have to do it because like we can't stop with this piece like falling apart. and with this thing in like 3 pieces. So we gotta move on there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 14 more panels just to get through 26, which we have to do. But then if you move on, there's only 27 and 28, and then it's done. And 27 and 28 are not a lot of work. 26 is a lot of work, but I don't think we have any choice. We're basically going to finish this tonight, whatever that means. I don't know how much more time it's going to take, but we're in a position where we basically need to finish this. So there's only 2 more instructions, but there's like 20 more panels. And there's a lot of doozies. We're basically building the gears of the crane right now. So let's start with this little inset. E8, 9, and 10. E8, E9, and E10. So 3 pieces. We're up to 359 pieces. E8, E9, and E10. That's what we're looking for. There's the 3 pieces right there. E8, E9, and E10. I'm going to create a little board here. Board's getting messed up over there. Okay. I take another sip of water. Just give me a second. Okay. So the way these go together, it's similar. Actually, it's not that similar. One of them is like longer than the other. So the longer one goes on this side, and the shorter one goes on this side. Actually, they're the same length. When I'm saying longer and shorter, I'm talking about the distance of that pin. So it's really more like higher and lower. But really they're the same. Whoops. That piece just went flying. You gotta retrieve it. Got it. Let's try that again. Hopefully without the piece going flying this time. Wow. So there you go. Some little plunger piece. I don't know what you want to call that. Something. Alright, the next instruction here. So this is all going to attach to that like sort of superstructure that we just built here. That's what it's going to attach to. But the next little mini section, we're going to take this pin that we just built, and then we're going to add 3 D19s, 2 H3s, and 3 more D19s while threading it through this thing here. So 3 D19s, 2 H3s, and 3 more D19s. So that's 8 pieces. You know, those cheers questions, they're not like I'll put them up for you to do the trivia questions, but I'm just going to try to think of something else, because they like take too much attention and they don't give me enough to talk about while I'm like playing with 8 pieces. So here's the next question from Cheers. Wow, that is not focused. Okay, which patron has a key to Cheers? Got to be Norm, right? All right, what is Carla's favorite place to make love? In the galley on Old Ironside? On the baggage carousel at LaGuardia? Okay. What is Vera's maiden name? It's something like that Cruikshank, right? No, it's Kreitzer. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, that's a good one. Kreitzer. So, do you remember the episode with Kreitzer? So Norm had this paint shop, paint business, and he was like running his own business, but you know Norm, he didn't really want, he was like too nice a guy and people were taking advantage of him, so he needed some way to stop that without like doing it himself, so he would put Kreitzer on the phone, and then Kreitzer would like yell at people. And Norm would say, like, oh, I can't do it. You know, Kreitzer's not going to allow it. Kreitzer won't take the job. Kreitzer doesn't do this. Kreitzer is only that day. And he would just, whenever he would yell on the phone, he would pretend to be this Kreitzer character. And someone asked him, like, oh, that name, Kreitzer, it's like, it sounds great. It's like really scary. Where did you get that from? And Norm's answer was, well, it was Vera's maiden name, Kreitzer. So Norm was Vera's wife. They never showed her on the show. And then, as you know, after Cheers, there was this show, Frasier, with Frasier and his brother in Seattle. And Frasier's brother had, they never showed his wife. I think her name was Maris. Oh, by the way, did we add the 8 for these pieces? No, we didn't do it yet. So this is going to go up. Okay, so we're adding 6 D19s and 2 HEs, so that's 8. So this is going to go up to 367, the counter, the piece counter. All right. So yeah, so Norm, basically was Norm's alter ego was Kreitzer. Kreitzer would get on the phone and yell and scream about payments, about schedules, about anything else. But basically Norm just wanted to go to the bar and drink. It actually was a very demotivating show. I mean, I know that it was a good show and people loved it and I liked it too. And I watched the reruns of it. But really it was a demotivating show. I mean, they were just sitting around the bar every day. They weren't really doing anything. Sam was... I mean, what did Sam ever do? You know, Norm, he didn't do anything. Cliff was a mailman. I mean, Cliff was probably the most, like, successful person on that show. I mean, what does that tell you? What was going on in that bar? And then there was the Diane replaced by Rebecca. They were more motivated people. You know what? I'm not sure in this instructions... I see where the D19s go, but I'm not sure where those H3s come into play. Oh, I think I know where those H3s go. Ooh, that's... yeah, okay, they go through here. So it's like a saw blade in there, or at least a gear. So there's 2 H3s, and they're going to... The pin is going to go through them. It's going to go through this hole. And then the gears are going to sit in that like box. So let's find our, what is it? 2 H3s? All right, where's the H3s? Where's the H's? All right, here's a lot of, yep, there's a lot of gears on the H sheet. So 2 H3s. They look exactly like they do in the instructions. Come on. There you go. Gears also should be waxed. Anytime you see a gear, wax it. I don't know if I'm doing the standard waxing technique. I'm probably destroying my board here. It's going to be full of wax and wood chips when I'm done, but anyway, that's waxed up. Alright, I wish we would add the pins to lock this in. I wish they would let us do that, because that's going to help a lot. But not yet. So anyway, the sort of furthest to this end circle piece, we're going to put this through. But we got to kind of line up these two gears first. First of all, they need to line up with each other. I assume they need to line up. Yeah, they must line up with each other. And then second, they have to be in this box. And they have to stay lined up when we get this plus sign to go through it. Alright. And then once we get it through it, and we keep this in the box. There we go. We got it. I thought it was going to be scarier than that. Alright. And then we're going to lock it on with 3 more of these plus signs. Let's sand them before we put them on and wax them after we put them on. If you can see my board here, it's already a mess. But I think we can finish this tonight. It's a Saturday night. We could sleep in on Sunday. Why not get this done? I say yes. What say you? Mind if I turn my volume on for a second? I just want to make sure I'm talking. Alright, I checked it. It was there. It was low, though, I gotta tell you. I'm going to do more gain tomorrow. I'm not going to change it mid-episode because I think that's unfair to people who might have be playing this while sleeping, but definitely tomorrow, voice is going to be louder. It's probably going to be a different puzzle tomorrow. Different model. Alright, so we went through 2 more phases of, no, we went through 1 more phase that was sort of a multi-phase. And now check out this next part now, and also the arrows, it's going to snake around. But this next part of instruction 26 is really something. Well, actually it might be pretty easy, but it's a lot of pieces. 3 G8s, 2 H2s. I don't understand. Are those 3 more G8s? They're kind of like, I think it's, yeah. So 6 G8s, 2 H2s, 2 H11s. By the way, 3. It's actually 7 G8s. So 7 G8s, 2 H2s, and 2 H11s, and an E12. So what's that, 12 pieces? I'm just going to count them off right now. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 12 pieces. All right, so we're going to go up to, what, 379. 379 now. All right, 379 it is. 26, instruction 26, pieces 379. Let's talk some more cheers while I grab all those pieces. So, let's see here. Oh, sorry. What camera are we on? Alright, you know what? That camera's tough to focus. I don't know why. And this one's tough to get the color right, but it's not too bad. So, oh no, Fraser recognizes the stripper at his bachelor party. Go join the activity in pool room. Oh, I guess that's something to do with the game. What did Sam give Rebecca for Christmas by mistake? An ear, a car, a diamond engagement ring, diamond earrings. Gotta be the engagement ring, right? I don't know. What is the name of the restaurant directly above Cheers? It's Melville's. I know that. Alright, so the diamond earrings was what Sam gave Rebecca. So, Melville's. So Cheers was a bar in the basement. Melville's was the restaurant upstairs, so people would go there and they would wait in Cheers while they're waiting for their table at Melville's. It was like a common thing to do. That's common, actually. I don't know if you're ever spent time. I didn't spend time in Boston, but I spent time in Manhattan. I was just talking to someone yesterday. I'm actually in the 28th year. I mean, I started in 1995. I guess until about June, it's not officially a complete 28 years. But basically, I'm in my 28th year. of working in Manhattan, though lately there's a lot of telecommuting involved. But in the beginning, I did spend time in Manhattan, and that definitely was a thing. There would be bars in the basement, and there would be a restaurant upstairs. They showed Melville's a few times in Cheers. Didn't seem like an amazing place, but I guess it helped Cheers, stay in business. I mean, it was a fake show. It's as all TV shows are. It was a fun show, though. If you ever watch the first 2 or 3 seasons, they're kind of terrible. It definitely gets better as you go along, as it goes along, especially as you're start to think of the characters as your friends. I think that's even why they had that theme song, you want to go where people are the same, they know your name. I don't remember the song, but basically the song was almost like brainwashing you to love the show, because it was very much in line with you're going to go to Cheers, everyone's going to say your name, you're going to be happy there, something like that. And the show, over the years, I mean, it's the people stayed there. I know that some joined, Woody wasn't there the first couple of seasons. Obviously, Woody Harrelson, very famous actor beyond Cheers, but I think that's the first place that a lot of people know him from was Cheers. Diane was she left Cheers to do movies, but what movies did she? I mean, she did The Money Pit and with Tom Hanks, and she did a few others, but I mean, she didn't have an amazing film career. So how many of these G8s do we need? I think it's 7 of them, but there's 9 of them here. I guess we need 7 of them for right now. And then Sam, Ted Danson. It didn't seem like he was doing anything that amazing. When Cheers was on, you thought Norm was funny, or Woody was funny. You somehow thought that, that's the impression you got. Obviously Ted Danson got paid a lot of money, so obviously the people who ran the show recognized his value, but as a viewer, I'm not sure that everybody did. But over the time, they surely have, because Ted Danson's been in a lot of stuff since then, and he's always funny. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Good Place. There was some show, I forget the other show. Oh my goodness. I just launched a piece under the table. I'm just going to grab a new piece and hope there's an extra, because I'm not digging for that one. I heard it. It went pretty far. Anyway, Ted Danson's had a career that's mostly TV shows, but I don't know, he's really funny on them. He's funnier than you realize, I think. All right, so this next piece that we build is going to go in this hole here. And the piece that it's all kind of built on is this E12. So for starters, it goes through these 2 H11s and gets capped with a G8. So this is obviously a knob that a human is going to operate. It's not a human in the fictional sort of model universe. It's you, the person who builds this thing, you turn the knob. That's how this one works. YouTube is giving me warnings that the stream is taking too many, not enough bit rate, which is crazy because it's 1 a.m. Who else is using the internet? It has to be that the YOLO box is just not doing a good job of streaming this. I don't think it's a problem with my internet connection. I'll test the speed afterward, but I don't think so. I think it's YOLO box's problem. Wow, this H11 really doesn't want to go in. Is it possible I grabbed the H2s? No, this is the H11. It's just not going in there. Well, like I said, it's going to be a knob that gets operated, so it probably needs to be really strong. Alright, the wiggle method usually goes better than the brute force method. Sort of put one side, then the other side, then the other side. Alright, so let's get the second piece on. Second piece going on much easier. And now one of these G8s is going to hold it all in place, I guess. Wow, the G8 went on too loose. That's not going to hold anything. But luckily, I don't think it needs to hold anything. I don't think that knob is going anywhere regardless. Alright, so another G8 on this side. And then they show it going through here. But, okay, yes, it goes through there. But before it gets the H2 gear, it gets two more of these, like, G8 pieces. So, since those G8s fit through the circle, we don't need to put it through yet. We can put the G8s on, and then we put it through the circle. It's only when we add the gears that it becomes really important to have this piece in place, because the gears don't fit through the circle and they need to line up with the other gear. Alright, so we're at that point now, so let's wax this thing and let's get it through there, and then let's put the next two gears on, which is going to be tricky because they need to go on in, like right next to existing gears. Well, I thought it would be tricky. Turns out it was quite simple. Alright. So there we go. That gear is in place. Alright. And then 3 more of these G8s. The G8s are these little circle pieces here. They're just kind of locking pins is all they are. How did I end up with an extra G8? Oh, you know what? I was supposed to have 3 of them before that gear, and I only put 2. But you know what? It's lined up perfectly with the other gear. Oh no, I did put 3. I don't know how I ended up with an extra gear, especially considering I hit one under the table. You know what? I punched out 8 of them. I'm just looking at this thing and I punched 8 of them out. Yeah, but I lost one under the table. Yeah, I'm confused as to how I have an extra gear. Oh, it fell off of this end. Yeah, I knew that gear was loose. That bolt was loose. Anyway, it doesn't matter at all. So there you go. There's the knob. And as you can see, it turns the other gear. It'll turn better when everything's like locked into place, but it does work. Oh man. The D8 doesn't stay on. Oh, G8. Sorry, that G8 doesn't stay on. I just dropped it again. Alright. I gotta find that piece that I dropped. I don't think it's gonna stay on anyway. I'll put it on, but it's gonna keep falling off. It's just not tight. Alright, the instructions. Let's go back and take a look. That was a tough one. And, alright, this next one is a good one. 2 pieces. G1 and E16. That's good. So, 2 pieces brings us up to 381. And then the pieces, they're easy. It's the other side of this, that's G1. And then E16 is just a locking pin or a bolt really. No, not a bolt, a nut. Locking nut. Went flying, but I see where it went flying too. Alright, so this is going to help keep this structure together. I think. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, it's definitely going to help. Not sure quite where that E16 goes. Zoom it in there. I guess it'll make sense once we put this all through. Alright, there's a lot of pins here, at least 6 of them. It's going to take a minute. Feel those pins going in. Not all of them, obviously, but we got some of them in, and we're going to get the others in. Almost there. That's it. Now I need to put the E16 on. We still haven't put the locking pin out here. I wish we would. Like, why are they not giving us a locking pin? And this 16 goes on here, which is like, I don't know. That's just going to make it tougher to close that. I don't know what that's going to attach to. It's not a locking piece, though it's going to work like one because it's a tight fit, apparently. I'm having trouble getting it in. Alright, one side on, yeah. I don't want to break the piece. I gotta get that in there somehow. Alright, we got it on. See here? That needs a pin. You can tell there's going to be a pin going through there. I don't know why they haven't given us the pin yet. Anyway, moving on. Following the red arrow, here's the next part of 26. It's 4 pieces. 3 E11s. I just heard a piece hit the ground. It's not a real piece, though. It's one of these, like, broken nothings. Just throw it in the garbage. Alright, so 3 E11s and F28. Alright, there's the E11s. Got them kind of upside down. They look like, I don't know, mushrooms or aliens or something. Let's see here. 3 E11s. It's getting crowded on this table, and it's getting messy. All this, like, sawdust. 3 E11s and an F28. What are these pieces here? Oh, D20s. Alright, where is the F board? I think this is it. So, F28. Here's F28. It looks like a good piece. Like it's going to lock some stuff in. But where does it go? Honestly, I can't see where any of this stuff goes. This, let me open this book here. It looks this. I scanned it, so I don't think it's going to look any better in the book. But wow, so we're basically on the last page, second to last page. What do you think? Can you see this any better here? How is this scanning? Why does that scanning look so bad? I thought I did a good job scanning this, but now when I look at the book on camera, I feel like the scanning was not that good. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, I still can't tell where that F28 goes. I don't think this is any better. Okay, I do. I can tell where it goes. I see where the F28 goes. It goes here. Remember this piece we just did and it had those like kind of pins sticking out. Ooh, what am I doing here? Oh, okay. The G8, yeah, that's garbage, that piece. We knew that was going to fall off. And it's gone. I dropped it by accident, but I'm not going to chase after it because it's going to keep falling anyway. Alright, so it goes, that F28 piece goes on the end here. But we got to get this to like come through enough that it actually can attach to it. Right now it's barely through. Alright, that's a little bit further. Let me try getting this on. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that gear moves. That's nice. Still don't have a locking pin here. Is one of these pieces go there? I really can't tell. Maybe yes, because it's saying this piece now, and this has the same locking pins. So let's get that in there. Yeah, I think we're finally putting the locking pins in. Unfortunately, we closed this up without this being in the middle, which means we're going to have to kind of take it apart a little bit to get it in there. I don't know what we're going to break in the process, but it's got to be done because we closed it up without putting it in there. Alright, so I kind of taken the bottom apart to get it in there, and then I'll put it back together, and then I'll put the locking pins on. Alright, let's get those circles through. Alright, let's relock the stuff we pushed apart a minute ago. Alright, that's in, and now we can add our locking pins. I don't think there's any particular way they go in, just if you get them in, you're good. They're barbed, so once you do get them in, they're not coming back out. But they're tough to get in. That's the drawback. The positive, once they get in, they're not coming out. The negative, good luck getting them in the first time. Alright, let's try. Put some pressure on this. Come on. Get in there. It's like flatten. The wood on the back is flattening, like rather than this pin going in. Is there some trick to it? Do I like squeeze them with pliers and then push them through? How about the wiggle trick? That often works. Wiggle it a little bit. Get it in there. Come on. You can do it. No. Apparently cannot do it. Let's try the other side. See if we have any better luck. Nope. So close, right? It's not going in there. Come on. That looks like it's gonna work. Oops, nope, didn't work. I gotta be careful not to cover the hole on the other end. And then it should work, right? But I also might chip the piece, and that would be really bad. Yeah, I think I just did that. Can't get that in. Either side. Okay, I got another idea. I'm going to squeeze it together and then push it in. That looks like that's gonna work. Alright, that worked. So that's the answer. You squeeze it together, squeeze those sort of legs together and push it in. Oh, broke that one. That one's broke. The one that I pushed with the pliers, I broke. So, should we push it through? What do you think? I think so. Alright, it's in. It's broken, but it's in. Alright, this one. This is the most important one. So we'll get it started. Then we'll squeeze it with the needle nose, and then we'll push it in. Right. It's kind of half in. Oh man, dude, it seems like it got a little twisted on the way in. Just not good. It's in there, but it's a little like bent. Let's test the gear. Oh, the gear still works. I'm not gonna worry about it. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, we're on the last page, if you can believe it. We just gotta hook it. Here's the crane, cabin for the crane, the claw, the trailer, the truck. We just gotta put it all together.
This is like Vin Duty's truck.
A little bit, yeah. It's actually a timber truck. It's got the crane on the back. But yeah, something like it.
Does this color thing work?
What's that? It probably works. I didn't do a great job with it, but it probably works. Okay. So the next part of the instruction is the two D20s, if you remember the D20s that have been popped out since day one, and then H4 and two H8s. So that's 5 pieces. All right, so let's increment our counter up to 386. So we're going to probably be over 400 pieces when this finishes. How long has this stream been going? It's been going a while. Not even 2 hours yet. We're good. We're good. We're totally good. All right. So, picture-in-picture video. You can see how messy this board is getting. So, two D20s. There they are. And then an H4, which is a gear. All the gears seem to be H's. And two H8s. H4 and two H8s. I'll be right back. Nick. Yeah? I added a super zoom camera. Stop back when you get a chance. I'll show you it.
Alright, I'll do a quick rinse.
Alright. Okay. Alright. I told my son about the super zoom camera. I want to show that off. Alright, so H4 and two H8s. Well, there's the gear sheet, the H sheet. It's the sheet with all the gears. Alright, let me start priming that super zoom camera. So I'm going to go back to, it's a long story. Basically, I'm trying to get that super zoom ready, but it might need to be refreshed before it can go online. As I said, I've got this new system, but it's not totally working yet. Alright, I don't see the H4 or the H8. Is it possible that they're on the odds and ends? Okay, I see the H8. This is H8, it's huge. So the H4 is, oh, there's the H4. Okay, so H4 is even bigger. So that I do need to reboot that thing because he's going to be here in a minute and it wasn't working yet. Alright, it's working now. I'll show you the super zoom. I want to show that to my son Nick when he's ready. The accidentally invented super zoom camera, which could end up being important part of this podcast or YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. Actually, my YouTube channel is just my personal channel, so that's why it's just named after me. It's not named like Puzzle Mania or something. It's just you know, I'm doing some puzzles right now. I'm not promising what I'm going to be doing a year from now. I could be doing something else. Alright, so this post here is where all these pieces are going to stack up. I think they want us to put the pins in first. These pins in first, like on the side here. Alright, you ready to see the super zoom? Alright, check out this camera. You can see it on the monitor.
Ooh.
That's really zoomed in, huh?
Yeah.
So you can see these pieces there. Well, actually, you see my hands until the pieces are in. Anyway, that's super zoomed. Let me...
chairs to like wash.
Yeah, we should keep the... don't you have the 10-pound med ball in your room? You could bring that, yeah. Here, Nick, look at the monitor. I got the gear. Actually, the super zoom is tough to focus. So you can see the gear on the super zoom. That's pretty cool.
It's like I don't even have to lean in to see it.
Yeah, it works for me too because it looks bigger on the monitor than in real life. Alright, let's put this other pin in. And then we slide on these 3 wheels. Alright. You want to work for a while? You want to take this chair?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm saying we're at the end, but I don't know how close we are to the end. It could be a while. But maybe I'll go quicker now that you're here.
YOLO box.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, you're in charge of the camera angles then. So, do you want me to... I should put the instruction back on. Alright. So, I'll go to this camera just to get the instruction back in. So, this thing... basically, HDMI 3 is got on the first post, it's got the instructions. And then on the second one, it's got this spinning wheel, and then on the third one it's got the super zoom, so you got to toggle them here. I'm gonna get a better switcher at some point. And then in here you've got HDMI 1, HDMI 2, USB is this camera, and then picture-in-picture 1 is HDMI 1 with the instructions, or really with the switch box. And then picture-in-picture 2 is the overhead, which got some weird lighting tonight, with the instructions. And then HDMI 3 is the switch box, which in this case is the instructions. So we're gonna, anyway, so you can work the YOLO box. I've now taught you how to do it.
I didn't really get all that.
Use this ribbon to pick whatever video you want to show.
They're so tiny, I can't see what's going on.
Alright, well, you just have to kind of know what they are. If you want, what I can do is, here, let me do this.
You know what?
No,
You're
no.
in arm's reach of it. How about you do it? I'll just watch.
I can do it, but let me just show you one thing. Alright, now look at the monitor. Does that help? Now you can see what's on those screens.
Nah, that doesn't.
Okay, that didn't help. Alright, then I'm going to go back to the program out. No, I think you can see that. No? You can't see that? Alright, it's your call. You can do it if you want. Just try it at least. Try to change the camera angle a few times. Use the ribbon. Oh, okay, you're doing it. Well, that's some quick camera angle change. Some quick cuts. Alright, why did...
the bad one.
Yeah, the colors messed up.
The side
Well,
view, let's stick with the side view.
I'll tell you what. You can work on the colors for the bad one. Like, you can look at this tiny picture here. Here, HDMI 2. You don't have to go to the big picture. Yeah, you can go to the big picture if you want. But, yeah, okay. Now try to hit the menu and try to see if you can fix the lighting.
It might be exposure. It looks kind of bright.
Okay.
How do I... This remote won't move.
Use this menu thing.
I did.
Alright. Tell me what you want to do.
I want to move down.
Yeah, move down on the thing.
It doesn't listen.
It listens.
Oh, wait. I missed it because it's so overly bright. Alright.
Yeah. It's,
Turn it, dial it back.
okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Alright, so I gotta do the instructions. So, we're gonna connect this piece to this piece, but I don't know how they're gonna connect. It doesn't show a connection piece. Am I just supposed to stick it in there? Yeah, I am. Because there's saw teeth on here. I kind of wish we still had the super zoom active. I'll just bring it close to the camera. See the saw teeth in there? And then see the gear in here? So we're going to slide the saw teeth onto the gear. And then I guess it's going to like move? Right? Can we... No, that sends it back out. Oh no. Did you hear that snapping sound? That's the problem with these Gears puzzles. They don't always work, but this one works.
You like how it looks now?
Oh yeah, that looks good. Here, watch this. Look at this. You see what's happening?
Yeah, I see.
You see that post going in and out?
Yes.
Here, you do it for a minute. I'll try to fix the camera. Oh, by the way, this has Bluetooth. I don't know why we would need that.
So you can like sync other things and like play videos from your like iPad here.
Yeah.
If I spin this long enough, we'll fall out.
Alright, default. Yeah, it will. Don't. Yeah, stop. It'll fall out, and then we'll have to get it back in again.
Oh, okay.
You know what though? The YOLO box should have a remote. That would be useful.
What? Oh, this is the. Is it?
Yeah, it slides that sawtooth in and out.
It doesn't want to.
No.
It does. Wasn't working.
But it's working. What is it that you don't perceive as working?
It was jammed up for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I think it's working pretty cool. Here, get it on camera though.
Oh, okay.
Alright, spin the wheel. Yeah. And spin it the other way. There you go. That's how it works. Not too far, it'll go off camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. So we didn't get to increment the scoreboard because we were combining two already built pieces, but now we get to. I don't know why we like took a break to feed that in before we put these two. Basically, we're gonna put in two D20s. So we're gonna add the scoreboard up. We're now up to 388 pieces. So two D20s.
You're using a sports game scoreboard?
Yeah, yeah.
Like these are the two teams, instruction and peace.
Yeah, I should have gave
Peace
you.
is winning by 388.
Well, really, they're just two counters. I should have gave you these sheets so you could like prep the pieces and get them ready. Anyway, all right, two D20s. And these are just going to be pins. They're just going to hold the other things in place. If I can get them out. They're like jammed in there. Alright. So down at the bottom here, we're just going to slide the two D20s in. It's a tough angle to get this piece in from. But I think we got it. Oh my goodness. It's a really tough angle. Alright, one of them's in. What? This piece fell off. Needs to be replaced. Check out this cabin. That's the cabin of the crane operator. If you look at this picture here.
This is the crane truck? Is this a cherry picker?
Yeah, no, it's a timber truck. You can see here the on the picture.
Okay.
Alright, I got those 2 pins in, but somehow this one fell off. I think it went here. Gotta put that back on. Alright. It's gonna fall off again. It's a little loose. Alright. What's the next instruction? Alright. 2 G17s and an E17. So, we're up to 391. Alright. 2, what did I say? 2 G17s and an E17. You know, maybe I misled you as to how close we are. We are on the last page, but look at this board. It's like filled in. But that board is called spare parts, so maybe those are all doubles. Alright, G17 and 2 G17s and an E17. I spend half the time just finding the boards, the pieces. Alright, there's the E17, and there's the 2 G17s. I just popped off. I don't know what that piece is, but it just popped out. Alright, where do these go? They go in different places. This one goes, no, we skipped something. This is not correct. We were supposed to go, where were we supposed to go? After here, something's not right here. Can you see what I'm looking at here? Why does that not look like? I should show them the instructions. Like, doesn't it look like we skipped something? Oh, I know what it is. I have to turn it upside down like this. Now it looks right.
Yeah, it's an arm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it kind of looks like one of those robot arms, but this is human operated, not AI. Alright, I don't know. You know what? This piece is not important at all. That is not an important piece. Alright, and I bet you these 2 G17s are also not important. It looks like they go in here. Like, seriously? What would be the point of even that piece?
Support? Like a supporting piece?
I think I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Can you tell where we're supposed to put it?
Just put it the same way. Turn around, spin it around.
This way?
Put it like that way.
Okay. Alright. Ah, okay. So we had it on the wrong side. But it's showing putting it on both sides.
Well, maybe it only works if you put that one in first.
Are you sure this is the G17? Let me double check here. G17. Where is it?
Holding it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, no, that's G7. No,
I'm just looking for it on the sheet here. Doesn't say it on the piece. We gotta look where it said G17. Oh, right there, yeah. So these are definitely G17s, but there's just no way that this goes here. I don't see anywhere to put it. This is crazy. Alright, I gotta zoom in on the instructions.
it looks like it's going in a little higher up.
Where, though?
Maybe.
Oh, I got it. Does it go in here? Oh, I lost the piece. I stuck it in there.
That's not good.
Yeah, yeah, I'd have to take that. Oh no, I could send it out the back. There we go. Is it? I think it goes in here. Look inside of there. You see that gap?
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I should show the camera. So, sorry, this one. If you look inside of this arm, you can see that little like slot inside of there. I think that's where it goes. Maybe I'm wrong though. I think that's where it goes. It looks like the right size. And it makes sense, like it'll go in along this track. Yeah. I think that's correct. That's where it goes. That was a tricky piece. That was like probably the trickiest one. All right, so now when we turn this knob, look at that. That piece moves with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. All right, so, oh, look at this. We're attaching the crane. We're attaching the grabber. It's going to need a locking pin, though. All right, how does it attach? Like, which goes in front? All right. I don't think it really matters a lot. This goes like this, but obviously there needs to be some locking pin, which they haven't told us to do yet. Let's see the next instruction is the locking pin, G15.
There's a piece of the wood.
Oh yeah, I've definitely dropped many pieces as we're going along. All right, G15 is a locking pin. There it is, G15. Whoops, almost dropped my crane. Doesn't want to stand on its own. Yeah, because that crane is supposed to be attached. You see that circle there? That's probably where it's supposed to attach. But they haven't told us to do it yet. I can't get my fingers in there. This is crazy. So all of a sudden we're getting tough instructions. It's like such an important piece, but I can't get the angle.
You have a warning.
Yeah, I see that. It doesn't like my kilobytes per second, but I don't understand why, because I'll watch the video when I'm done. Maybe it like looks terrible and keeps having mistakes, but it shouldn't be like I have the Ethernet plugged into the YOLO box. Like, I don't understand why we're not getting good stream.
I'm not using the internet right now.
Maybe neighbors, maybe it's just Verizon.
Well, I play online. I don't have any internet connection problems.
This is the first night that it's given me that warning. It didn't give me it any other night.
Probably a Verizon thing then.
Yeah. I don't know how to get to this angle here. You know what? I could take this piece off. Yeah, if I can't get this done, then that's what I gotta do. Let me try the needle nose pliers. Yeah, I think that's gonna work.
I'm done.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. This is a tough piece. Thank you. And you want me to call you if it gets to the end?
Sure.
Okay. So, this was a tough piece, and it still is a tough piece. It's not going in. I feel like I'm bending the piece trying to get it in there. It's important though. It's gonna hold the crane. I see that you can't see from this camera angle. Go to this one. All right. So, sorry. Basically, we're trying to get the crane arm attached, and we can't get the angle to push that piece in. So I was doing that all off camera because I didn't realize it was off camera. Well, I've got it started now, so I should be able to finish it, right? If you can start it, you can finish it. I got in. It went in. Well, I just broke that side piece. So we got a little something done, and then we broke the piece we were using. Well, if it's already broken, I might as well use it some more. But no, I'll use the tool to not break any more important pieces. Alright, it seems like it went in a bit. I'll get a bit further, and then we'll stop playing with this one piece. That's it. It's through. Oh, this crane like opened while we were doing that. Alright. The claw, I should say, opened. Wow, that was some piece. Did we increment? That was one piece, G15. Yeah, we implemented. We're at 392. Alright, so next it's two H5s. Two H5s. So 394 pieces. I'm going to turn that trailer on its head because I keep crashing into the boards. What am I looking for? H5? D. Alright, H. No, only some of the H's are here. Where are the rest of the H's? G. E. D. Spare parts. And F. Where's the H board? What the hell? I lost a board. How is that possible? No? I don't know what I did with the board. F. Alright, the H5s are on here. Was there never an H board and it just was spare parts the whole time and I was calling it the H board? Maybe that's the case. Alright, because here's the two H5s. Alright. Now these need to connect to this crane, kind of on this side, and they go kind of up. They're barbed, so they're going to be tricky to get in. These middle pieces is where they go. Wow. We were cruising along for a while there. Now nothing's going in. It's like once they started giving us those barbed pieces, that's really slowed us down. I guess they're going to be strong connections once they're made, but they're tough to make. Alright. This is probably going to hold the cabin, right? The crane cabin, so yeah, these need to be very strong pieces. They're going to support the cabin. I mean, cabin made of popsicle sticks, but still. They are going to support a cabin. Alright. There we go. Why do they look slanted? What's that all about? Alright. What's next? Alright. Attach the cabin. Is that what's next? Attach the cabin, yes. We don't get to increment anything, but we do get to attach the cabin. Alright, which way does it face? It faces, obviously, the crane. That makes sense, right? Alright, let's get this on there. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Right. Just kind of fell into place. I was like feeling around in the dark, and then all of a sudden it fell into place. And now it's completely back out. Trying to get that cabin on there. I think I got it. There we go. Cabin is on. Nice, right? I think it's nice. Oh man. Doesn't stand up yet. Alright. What's next? Alright. F25 times 2. But they don't show it like attaching. But F25 times 2. And then the next, it says be careful. Alright, it says be careful when applying force to lift the crane up, as the holder might break. Alright, so we got to be careful. So it's two F25s, and to attach them we need an F26 and an F27. So we're up to piece 398. When we do these two things here, F25 and then 26 and 27, and that's going to kind of give some structure to the crane. It's going to, you know, kind of hold it together in a way. Alright, so we need the F sheet. I think is this the F sheet? Apparently not. That's the E sheet. So 6 must be the F sheet. Yeah, there we go. There's two 25s. There's 26. No, there's 27. So where's 26? Oh, it's this little fishbone piece, or whatever you want to call it. Looks like a piece of chewing gum or something. Alright, let's get out there. The F26s. You know, it was nice that Nick was producing from the YOLO box for like 10 minutes, because earlier this morning we did a Temple of Iron live, and that was using Mevo Start, and he was producing that. So he did 2 production, you know, live streaming production applications today. Oh, sorry, I still got the menu on the camera. Hopefully it's gone now. Okay. I'm not sure where these exactly attach. these attach? I guess I gotta zoom in here and take a close look. I still can't tell. Are they in the middle? Ah, yes. There they go. So they go in there. I think there's sort of a fat side and a skinny side. The skinny side goes on the bottom, goes through the bottom, and the fat side is, I believe, going to jam into the top here. So there you go. That's it. That's how it goes. Oh, this is cool. Alright, now what are these other two pieces? How do they go? Alright, so the piece that looks like a piece of gum just goes on the back here. That's the easy one. Now the other one I think is going to be tricky. Oh no, the other one is cool. It goes through the middle here, and this is kind of holds this crane in place, so we can pick like what height we want it at using this piece. I think it's got to come out the other end, right? Now, how are we going to do this without breaking it? That's why there's a caution on this instruction. There we go. It's in there. Wow, we did it. We made the crane. I just knocked a piece out. Oh, okay. All right. This came from the thing that was holding the crane. So it's not as strong as you would think. I think I'm going to lower this so that it's going to be resting also on the wood. That'll just make it like it doesn't have to be as strong. Alright, what's next? Are we up to 27 yet? We are up to 27. Alright, 27. Alright, 27 it is. Alright, let's adjust our scoreboard to 27. And then, now what do we have to do here for 27? The first part, we just drop it in there. And then the second part, we kind of fix it. We kind of make it stick there. Not using locking pins, but using boards that go across the top. So, 2 D14s and a D13. So we're now over 400 pieces. We have 402 pieces. Once we put in the 2 D14s and a D13. 2 D14s, 2 D13s. Where are those pieces? Alright. Right here. We're done with the D sheet, by the way. Well, we're going to be done with this whole puzzle in a minute. That's it. D sheet is done. Now, let's sand these pieces first before we do anything. Alright. Now, we have to attach this crane to this trailer, and then obviously this moves, but it's going to be kind of locked in by these other pieces, one in front, one in back. There's probably also going to be locking pins on the bottom. No, not necessarily. This is just going to be held in by these 4 pieces that go on top of it. So we have to do a good job with these 4 pieces. Looks like they kind of lock into each other. You see the holes in those pieces. So the second set of pieces lock into the first set of pieces. Good shit. I don't know if that makes it stronger or weaker. I guess if they lock into multiple places, then it's stronger. Anyway, you cannot break these pieces or this is going to be a fail. They're not all the way in yet. And the tighter they're in, the more that that crane is going to stay in place. But at the same time, I want to get them all kind of, all four pieces in before I go super tight on anything. Alright, maybe we can take the weight off the crane by putting it on the roof of the truck. That worked. I'm having trouble with this back piece. It's not fitting on. It's like breaking instead of going in. Alright. It went in, by the way. So it's the first of the four that's all the way in. Now the front one feels like it's got a long way to go. Alright. This front one is definitely failing at this point. Why though? Alright, it's making some slow progress. Maybe use this to not break my finger. Alright, I'm going to call that in. 3 of the pieces are in. No, the back 2 are in completely. The front 2 could be better. But that's what it is. Alright, now these pieces go with the bumps down. They go into the other pieces. And it looks like there's going to be more pieces on the side. Yeah. But for now, we just put these pieces into the other pieces. Which is tricky to do. Can't get the angle. And then once you get the angle, this piece, it's like, am I going to break it by pushing this in here? Alright, let me get the other one started. Where is the other one? There it is. I'm going to get the other one started, and then I'm going to finish them both. Again, it's a tough piece to get. I feel like I should have built the structure and then pushed them all in. Because by putting these pieces in first, I now have to push them apart to get these others in. If I had built the 4 pieces together first, then I just have to push them in. It would be easy. So, for next time, maybe for your turn, build the 4 pieces, then pin them in. I'm breaking pieces here because I grabbed the wrong piece for support. Alright, I got it. Got it in. Alright, good to go. Nice, nice, nice. We're done with that. Wasn't easy, but it's done. Alright, what's next? Is that it? Are we done with 27? 28? Yeah, we're on the last instruction. 28's the last instruction. But we're not done with 27. There's a part 2 to 27. I'm not sure what that part 2 is, though. Like, okay, attach, look, and then this. We have to build some little gadget or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. So we got a gear. We got a knob. So it's a very important thing we're building.
Are you still streaming here?
Yeah, but let's check. No, look at this. We're about to finish 27, and then 28 is the last instruction. So
Where it's 3 a.m.?
we're literally on the last page. Look, we got to build this little knob, and then we're done.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to stay and watch. I wasn't aware it's 3 a.m. How long have I been streaming for?
I don't know.
2 hours and 24 minutes. All right, well, we're almost done.
That's another midday nap for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're too close to the end to stop, I think. G8. All right, 2 G8. Let me count how many pieces here. 2 G8s. 2 H. No, that's an. Yeah, 2 H. Is that an H11 or an H1? Anyway, I think it's supposed to be 2 H11s. All right. So 2, 4, 6. What's that? 7 pieces, right? Yeah, so 7 pieces. All right, let's increment this to 409. All right, and now we got to collect those pieces and build this thing. So G10, yeah, we need that piece. Pretty much any piece you see we need. And then we're going to be done with the G sheet. All right, G9. We just finished another sheet a minute ago. G8. Remember those G8s we were dropping before?
No.
Well, there's 2 G8s on the floor and we need one of them, but I'm going to take this G8 because it keeps falling off the back of the other knob anyway. No, don't worry about it. I had another one on the table and I just took that. Alright, so now I need H9, H1, and H11. So I need 3. Look at this. The G sheet is done. We just finished the G sheet. H9. It shows H9, H1, and H11, but I think it's actually 2 H11s because it's a knob and the knob pieces have to match. I broke one of these pieces. Look, there's more G8s. So we have plenty of G8s, the spare parts. All right, they're actually 2 H1s, not 2 H11s. And there's the H9. So we're building some little knob, and then I guess we're going to attach it. So, you know what's weird? There's nothing that's keeping these together. Oh, this little piece is keeping them together?
That'll work fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the H1s go here. So the instructions said H11 and H1, but they're actually 2 H1s. And the instructions, you see these hubcaps? You need 10 of them, and there were only 9. So this puzzle was not perfect. All right, that's on. Next, it gets this thing. Wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Well, I should build at least one of these circles first, because it's going to go over the circle. Circle, gear, circle, that's built. Now, what do we do with this piece? It was never clear to me where this piece was actually going. If you look at this instructions here, I don't see where this piece goes.
Come on. 3 a.m. streaming time.
I'm on the last part of it. But here's the thing. I don't know where this goes. I'm on the last page. Anyone know where this goes?
Somewhere near that wheel.
Somewhere near the wheel. I know what to do. Look up at this picture here. Okay, I found it. If you look at this picture here, you can see it goes underneath this.
How?
It actually goes on this side. Ah, we got a problem. I don't know if it can be fixed. The cabin is on a different side of this.
You put on the wrong side.
I don't know if I did or not. I don't know if
the
it's.
wrong side and facing the opposite direction.
I don't know if it's a problem or not. I actually think it'll work either direction. But let me just fix this.
That the cabin's on the wrong side and facing the wrong direction.
Well, we can move the cabin. They have 4 pins there. I could easily move that cabin. I could just take, basically, I can fix that thing. I can very easily fix it. I don't know about very easily, but see these 4 pins here? I can just move it from one side to another, and it'll be on the right side facing the right direction. I don't know why they built it that way, that you can like easily move this cabin, but you can. The only problem is those pieces were tough to get in. So I'm actually think I'm just gonna
Leave it like that?
no, I'm gonna spin it without moving. I can move all 4 pins to the other side, but I think what I'd rather do is just turn the cabin around. I don't remember if these were tough pieces to get in or out. I do recall they weren't super easy, but I think these ones were really tough because they were barbed. These ones, the cabin ones, are not barbed, so I think I can do those more easily. I think there's 1 pin in the back that's not free yet. Alright, now it's free. So yeah, was facing the wrong direction. Unbelievable. Was on the wrong side, facing the wrong direction. And something's fallen out there. But that's just the thing that determines the level of the crane. So basically that piece comes out. Alright, see this thing here? This determines the height of the crane. Like where you put that piece. There you go. So you can just put that back in. Alright, we got it facing the right direction at least. And did we get this on yet? Not fully, right? Can go in a little further, deeper. Alright. Now, if we turn this, does it turn the crane? Not yet.
What?
Like, it's got gears, right? So if we turn this, it's supposed to turn the crane.
Is it turning it?
It's not. It's not touching. I think this gear is too small. Did I put the wrong gear?
I see another one right there. There's 2 in that like column.
You think this is bigger?
Yeah.
I think it's the same size.
Compare it.
Alright. Well, it might help even if it's the same size because it'll make it thicker. I just think this thing just needs to go in further. You see how it's like way on top there? We gotta push that in. And then the gears will touch. Should switch to this camera. Alright, let's see if it's in far enough yet.
Hey.
Yeah, it's kind of touching, but not. It can go in further, I think. Just a little bit further. Dang it. Why won't this thing go in? Oh, there we go. The front's in. The back's in. Alright, it's going to turn now, I think. So, yeah.
There we go.
Well, I think it's still not really perfect. It's not, the action isn't smooth. Let's say, I don't know. Maybe I need to wax the gears more. This one definitely works good. The one that does the length of the crane, let me just show that. Oh, let me show it from this camera. Oh, sorry, I didn't hit the button. Alright, so this gear does the length of the crane, and that definitely works. This gear is supposed to rotate this thing, and it moves around too much. If I hold this, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This gear is not very good. It just slides all around. Maybe it needs to be locked in somehow. All right, maybe, okay. Maybe it's going to lock into this and then it's going to work well. Let me not speculate. Let me just get back to building. All right, so now we're officially on 28, which is the last instruction we have. We're on the last page.
Better be just like connecting stuff.
It should be, yeah. Let's see here. So first we're going to connect the trailer. We're connecting the trailer to the truck. There it is. There's the connection. I mean, this is the same as you would do like in real life. You would connect the trailer to the truck because that's how they work. They're not one piece. Do we need to slide it under here? Yes. Oh my goodness, that worked. I knocked off the wheel well in the process, but I can fix that. Oh my goodness, so you have to slide it under there. So that's how it works in real life, yeah. But I took it apart. I got it in, and then I think I'm supposed to maybe turn this to like lock it in. Okay, all right. So it's basically, oh my goodness, nobody was watching. We had on the wrong camera angle.
That was just the instructions.
I was broadcasting instructions. We just attached the trailer to the truck, but we did it off camera. I think I'm gonna raise this crane a little bit. So you can raise the crane, you can spin the crane, you can extend the arm. We connected the trailer to the truck. I think all that's left is the side posts. Is that the only thing left?
There's so many side posts.
There's 8 side posts. This is done. This is done. That's the last thing. Those 8 side posts are the last thing. So this is going to go to 417. Too bad it didn't go to 420. Okay, so 417. We're going to attach 8 side posts, and then it's done. By the way, I broke one of the side posts, so unless they give us an extra.
Oh, that's what that piece was.
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right, Nick, do you want to be the official one to finish this?
Sure, yeah, I got it.
All right, 3, 6, 7. All right, so one of them's going to be broken. You attach those 8 side posts, and the puzzle's done. Speak into the mic.
Alright, yeah.
You sit there.
So, I'm, getting the side posts. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's 8. Which way are they supposed to be facing?
Alright, which way? Looks like the fat part faces the truck.
Okay, yeah. I want to do the far side first, so nothing's blocking me.
Okay.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
I'll put the snub in the back.
Oh, can you? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna fix it. I have the super zoom, but I need to. I'm gonna actually physically move it. Yeah, I'm gonna super zoom when you connect those. Then when you get them connected, I'll pull back to show the truck.
Alright, I finished it. That's it.
Okay.
That's the finished thing.
Okay. I missed. Yeah, this YOLO box is kind of small. The iPad's easier to work with.
Is that why you need the, like, painting canvas size yellow box?
Yeah, yeah. Some people have like a 17 by 14 YOLO box. It's insane. No, it's larger than that. It's 32-inch YOLO box. I don't have it. Some people have it. I think it's like 32 by 14 or something like that. So that's it. We finished the YOLO box. No, we finished the timber truck.
Okay.
Amazing. At 3 a.m.
Finished making a yellow box. Homemade.
Homemade YOLO box. That would be amazing. Okay, that's the timber truck. It's been a 3 hour and 23 minute stream. No, that's the time. 3 hours and 23 minutes. 3:23 a.m. It's been a 2 hour and 38 minute stream. I think we have to close for tonight. So good night. See you tomorrow. I'm ending the stream.